Every year, Atlantic 10 Media Day is an opportunity for media outlets from all over the country to come together and talk about the upcoming basketball season. But this year, one of the main focuses and stars of Media Day was St. Bonaventure's own Andrew Nicholson. 6'6" right now, you're a foot taller than me. Do you think you're done growing?
Nah, I think I have like 4 more inches.
4 more inches?
4 more inches.
Whoa. Coleman loves playing baseball, but hates talking to the camera. But with a special story like his, I've got bad news for him. He's got many more interviews to come. The ACC baseball tournament is underway in Greensboro, North Carolina. Clemson will play 3 games in pool play beginning on Thursday at 11 a.m. against Virginia. The Tigers will face the Cavaliers, Florida State, and Georgia Tech. How sweet it is. The St. Bonaventure women's basketball team is headed to the Sweet 16. So let's go over this. As you guys can see, she's got all these shoes here. This is not even all of them. Your basketball shoes aren't even in here. These are just lifestyle shoes, we'll call them. Welcome back to the Riley Center. Well, here's an interesting stat from the Bonaventure box scores. Demetrius Conger, who's about to go to the line, is one of only 4 players in the country to have not missed a free throw at all this season. Jenny Ashton, you gotta circle her with my pink highlight. I got them all pink here today, Johnny. She had 10 rebounds and 4 points, but 10 rebounds, a new career high in rebounds for her. A great game, and you think they can't get better, but what we learned from today's game is they did get better, because you saw Jenny Ashton come off the bench and fill in for first-team all-conference Megan Van Tatenhove, and she played like a rock star. Spring evenings across the country are consumed with Little League baseball games, and small towns like Johnsonville, South Carolina are no different. So when Coleman Shannon was old enough to grip a baseball in his left hand, he wasn't going to let the fact that he didn't have a right hand get in the way. A victim of limb deficiency, doctors believe his right arm stopped forming at 12 weeks. But Coleman's mother knew the story of Jim Abbott, a major league player who threw a no-hitter despite having 1 arm.
We both had wanted him to play baseball later in life, and we started telling him about Jim Abbott and informing him how he did things, and showed him pictures and stuff, and we just kind of always tried to put that in there somewhere and incorporate it in there somewhere, to give him some kind of inspiration and encouragement.
Coleman may have never seen Jim Abbott play, but their pitching approaches are almost similar.
I had to set up out of the stretch, and I'll sit up, bring it up, and I'll just flip it over and put my glove right back on.
Now 14 years old, Coleman is playing for the Johnsonville Pony League. But in the dugout, he's just an ordinary 8th grader learning the game with his peers.
I don't want to get any special treatment. If I mess up, I mess up. I should be corrected or whatever for it.
Now that just makes him better. With 1 arm, he can do just as much as we can do, and just make him special.
Very special indeed. When on April 24th, Coleman found himself sharing another similar characteristic with Jim Abbott. He threw his very own no-hitter.
It's a story of life told through the game of baseball. And you got to admire anybody for that. And I tell you, Coleman really is inspiring. He really is. He motivates me personally, and he motivates these kids.
Coleman loves playing baseball, but hates talking to the camera. But with a special story like his, I've got bad news for him. He's got many more interviews to come. Every year, Atlantic 10 Media Day is an opportunity for media outlets from all over the country to come together and talk about the upcoming basketball season. But this year, one of the main focuses and stars of Media Day was St. Bonaventure's own Andrew Nicholson.
You all should certainly be excited up in Olean and at St. Bonaventure, and from a conference standpoint, just even the fact that we have him here in Media Day in New York City is extremely exciting for us, and the nation will be watching him and tracking him this year.
Well, he's one of the best players in the country. For any team, he's going to give problems to because of his versatility. He can score inside with his back to the basket. He can score facing the basket. He's a good passer, good defender.
Andrew's a really good basketball player. I'll be honest with you. I'll be happy when he graduates and we don't have to compete against him anymore. And that's a great tribute, I think, to a guy like Andrew. He's just really a terrific player. There's probably nothing that he doesn't do well.
I feel like he's got a soft touch. He can shoot it off the glass, and an excellent rebounder, and he's a big presence in this league.
Andrew comes to work every day, and he's just a pleasure to coach, and he's a once-in-a-lifetime player.
And with all this talk about Nicholson, it's fair to wonder, how is he handling all this attention?
It just shows that my hard work's paying off. That's it. I don't look at it as like, oh, I'm the guy now. I'm still the same old basketball player. Put my shorts on the same way everyone else does. So.
For SBU TV, I'm Shannon Shepard. Cody Buchel is spending his summer at the beach. But unlike most 19-year-olds, he's not reuniting with friends after his first year of college. He's playing baseball for the Myrtle Beach Pelicans. The righty pitcher signed with the Texas Rangers out of high school. The organization was keen on Buechele's 94-mile-per-hour fastball, his pitch control, and his maturity.
It's just going out and having hard work every day and, building off each start and continuing to do what I do into each and every coming start, and right now hard work's paying off.
I call him a 19-year-old stuck in a 35-year-old body. He just I look back at my own career and where I was as a 19-year-old, it's unbelievable the level of maturity that he has, not just as a pitcher, but as a person as well.
So how does a 19-year-old who banked a $500,000 signing bonus from Major League Baseball channel his inner teenager?
Yeah, it's sleeping in to 3 p.m. every day and ordering Domino's every night.
Wearing a uniform might be Cody's job on the field, but off the diamond, his wardrobe is similar to fellow Californian and 23-year-old professional golfer Ricky Fowler.
I love to golf, and Ricky Fowler, I'm a big fan of him. And so I asked, my agent, and said, hey, is there any, we got a shot maybe just getting some Puma clothes for golf, just go out there and wear some cool stuff. And he's like, I'll talk to them. I talked to them, and they answered, and I love wearing Puma stuff.
And Pelican fans better get to the ballpark soon, because with Buechele's numbers, he won't be here very long. Reporting from Myrtle Beach, I'm Shannon Shepard. The Gamecocks postseason begins tonight in Hoover, Alabama. Not a lot of pressure on Ray Tanner's team. USC will host an NCAA regional next week, but a top 8 national seed is still up in the air. USC can solidify that with a strong showing in the SEC tournament. Ray Tanner turned to freshman Jordan Montgomery against Vanderbilt, and he did not disappoint. Montgomery throws 5 innings, strikes out 5, and will give up just 1 run. Bottom of the second, local product comes through. Former St. James Shark Tanner English gets a base hit to drive in 2. Gamecocks go up 2-0. Top of the 8th, we're tied 2-2. Mike Yastrzemski comes to the plate. Yep, you've heard that name before. Grandson of former Boston Red Sox great Carl Yastrzemski. He's got a perfect bunt here for the suicide squeeze. The Commodores will go up and win it 3-2. The ACC baseball tournament is underway in Greensboro, North Carolina. Clemson will play 3 games in pool play beginning on Thursday at 11 a.m. against Virginia. The Tigers will face the Cavaliers, Florida State, and Georgia Tech. Daniel Gossett gets the ball for Jack Leggett's team in the opener. Clemson comes into the tourney after being swept by Wake Forest, but on the flip side, they took 2 out of 3 from number 1 seed Florida State. Leggett knows that anything can happen in Greensboro in the 18 ACC tourney.
We played really well against Florida State. You learn a lot of good things, and didn't play so well this past weekend. You learned some things there. The season's a learning experience from start to finish, and you just got to take those lessons and you got to make something positive out of them. And if we can do that this weekend, we got a good chance as anybody. We're coming here to win. We're not here to show up and just play 3 games and go home. We want to win.
And let's head off to the ballpark. The Pelicans hosting the Lynchburg Hillcats. Birds ace Cody Buechele on the mound. The reigning Carolina pitcher of the week went 7 innings, gave up 2 runs, and struck out 5. His ERA would rise to 1.33. Check out this crazy play here. Look out, umpire. He gets drilled. And because of the interference, no runs were scored, but the bases will be juiced for the Pelicans. This brings up Abdul Herrera. He'll take ball 4. The Pelicans will get a run walked in. We're tied at 1-1. Going into the top of the 8th, Nick Ahmed for the Hillcats gets the RBI single here, and the Hillcats will win it 2-1. The Pelicans fall to 21-22. A WPDE All-Zoner has signed a college scholarship today. Wilson's Braxton's Ivory is on his way to the Division II ranks to play for the Newberry Indians. Ivory was on the 2011 All-Zone team. He had 24 catches for more than 500 yards and 8 touchdowns, averaging over 23 yards a catch. He played a number of skilled positions in Wilson's offensive attack. Congratulations to Braxton Ivory, signing today with Newberry. A big honor for WPDE's Miss Hoop Zone. Myrtle Beach's Khadijah Sessions has been named to a Parade All-American, honoring the top 40 players in the nation. Sessions will be featured in this Sunday's Parade magazine. Sessions finished her career with the Seahawks with 3,020 points and won WPDE's Miss Hoop Zone trophy in 2009, 2010, and 2012, and won 2 state championships at Myrtle Beach High. She'll play college basketball next season for Don Staley and the South Carolina Lady Gamecocks.